Right now, it seems we are closer than ever to the reveal of the Final Fantasy IX Remake, and Square are putting out even more teases. We're going to talk about the latest one today. And then later in the video, I'm going to give you the time window that I expect Final Fantasy IX Remake to be officially announced. So, starting with a quick recap, it was actually 4 years ago now, back in 2021, that we got that initial database leak from Nvidia GeForce Now that revealed a number of unannounced projects that developers were working on. And pretty much all of those have now actually been released. Incidentally, one of the other games on that leak that we haven't had an official announcement for yet is Final Fantasy Tactics, but insiders, including Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier, have confirmed that that game is also real and definitely happening. But let's focus on Final Fantasy IX Remake for today. And FF9 Remake is not going to be a multi-part series as we have seen with Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is going to be a faithful single-game remake that is less expansive and more streamlined, honouring the original a lot more closely. And although not confirmed at this point, what we are expecting is an updated visual with a classic art style focus, and we do actually have some hints as to what this may be, which I'll show to you in a moment. A refined turn-based combat experience, so once more, staying closer to what the original gave us rather than a big action revamp of that like we saw with Final Fantasy VII, but the style of that will still be updated to make it more snappy, perhaps something similar to what we've seen in the Persona series of games. And of course, we do expect a bunch of quality of life enhancements so that Final Fantasy IX Remake is going to be a good starting point into the world of FF9, especially for newcomers that haven't experienced the PS1 original. Now, interestingly, Square have created earlier this year a dedicated website to Final Fantasy IX in order to celebrate the game's 25th anniversary. Now, this in and of itself is important to understand because Square don't just create 25th anniversary websites unless they are planning something special. For example, just last year, we had the 25th anniversary for Final Fantasy VIII. Not really a whiff about that from Square, other than the fact that they uploaded the opening FMV for that game onto their YouTube channel. That was it. No fanfare, no special website, nothing. So obviously Final Fantasy IX is a little bit different. And over the last few weeks, they've been slowly updating the website with new things, hinting at something big to come. Now, the actual anniversary of Final Fantasy IX isn't until a little bit later, but I'll talk about that in a moment. But just yesterday, in fact, the website was updated again, this time with character portraits and bios for 4 of the main characters of the game itself. So these being Zidane, Vivi, Garnet and Steiner. And what's interesting about this is we've also got some new key art to go with these characters, which is very reminiscent of the art from the original game. But they haven't just used art from the original game, it has, as I say, had updated art by Toshiyuki Itahana. And if that key art is representative of the art style that Final Fantasy IX Remake is going to be adopting, I think a lot of fans of the original game are going to be very happy. This is something that's going to be new and fresh, but still very clearly honours its original roots. Now, this new artwork has also been accompanied by some new character bios. These have been written fresh, okay, for the anniversary website. But what's got people questioning these bios is the fact that these 25-year-old character bios are purposefully and completely devoid of any spoilers, which means that Square are trying to adopt these bios for a wider audience. They're not simply trying to celebrate the game with fans of the original. We're included, of course, but they are trying to bring outsiders in as well. So all of this is definitely coming together to not only be a bit of a nostalgia trip, but something intentionally more than that, leading to something big. And Square themselves have said that we can expect more announcements about the Final Fantasy IX anniversary leading up to the actual date itself, and that's what I want to get to. Because we know that Final Fantasy IX Remake is in the works. We know that Square are now putting out a huge amount of effort for its 25th year with this anniversary celebration, something we've not seen before with their other games, unless they are also working on something big with those games too. But clearly they are building up to the date itself, which is July the 7th. And this is the date I, at the moment, would expect Final Fantasy IX Remake to officially be announced. But what do you think about this? And do you want a full reimagining of Final Fantasy IX? Or would you prefer something that does stick closer to the original game, which is what I suspect we are going to get? And please let me know how hyped you are for Final Fantasy IX Remake, and specifically what you are happy for them to change, maybe in terms of combat, for example, gameplay, or anything else really, and also what you think they should definitely keep the same. But FF9 Remake is starting to feel real, and I'm going to be all in as long as Square do it justice. So drop your own thoughts down below, make sure to stick around the channel for any upcoming updates that I share. Thank you for watching the video today, and I'll see you soon.